one of the things that I didn't understand early on in my business, when I was running the contracting business, when I was running, the business that we have today, is I didn't really understand the value and power of quarterly planning. And so on today's show, we're going to talk about why quarterly planning increases sales for your landscaping business, and just the mindset and the approach that you need to use to really consistently increase revenue. I'm Gabe Arnold, and this is the Green Mountain Podcast. We are the champions who brave the elements to create beauty. We see chaos and create order. We are never afraid of hard work, and we understand the power of strategic thinking and intentional actions. We come from all walks of life, and we will never allow our past to determine our future potential. We create beauty around the homes of our customers and increase the value of our community with the work that we do every day. We understand the power of consistent branding because it helps us grow and serve all those around us. We practice effective sales so our company, employees, and community can benefit from the value we add. We intentionally invest in operational habits that help us deliver excellent results to our customers on a continual basis. We understand that powerful and beautiful things take time to grow, and with consistent watering and intention, amazing results can happen. We are committed to making the world a better place by being positive examples to all those around us. We don't allow anyone to look down on us because we know the value we bring to our community as leaders. We create positive workplaces for our employees so they feel safe and supported, and at the same time, we hold ourselves to high standards. We pursue excellence on a daily basis because we know the journey is worth the sacrifice. We are the protectors of the land. We are the guardians of beauty. We are the heroes. We are landscapers. One of the processes that a business mentor taught me quite a few years ago now, and he's actually been a mentor and coach of mine for 20 years. I've known him since I was really young, is this process of thinking about what can I accomplish in the next 90 days? What can happen in the next quarter? And I realized that sometimes it's a challenge to just operate off a year-long plan because so much can change in a year. And I've also tried and failed at, which I've seen many people fail at, creating a 3-year or a 5-year plan. Because in 5 years, we have no idea what's going to happen in the industry. We have no idea where our business is going to be. 3 years is pretty much the same. So what we do now and what we help our clients do, and this is something that I've learned from my mentors, and we've really refined and optimized for the landscaping clients that we serve, is we set some just macro level, kind of top level big goals for the year. Like, where would you ideally like to be revenue wise? How many customer accounts do you want to have? And typically those are the only two things we set for the whole year. And we just estimate and do our best to say, what can we accomplish in a year? What happens next is we'll take those goals and we make sure that we can then say, okay, so with the big goal of, let's say you want to get, 80 new customer accounts in a year, whatever, just for an easy number. Knowing that, we can then say, okay, so that means we need to get 20 in a quarter, which means we're going to need about, 6 to 8 per month of new customer accounts. And now I have something really clear and a target that I can measure and work towards and improve against too. Because if I start out and say, okay, in the third quarter, the fourth quarter, first quarter, wherever you're at for the year, I want 20 new customer accounts. And that means that I'm going to get, let's say 8 per, or let's say 7 per month for just over 20, then we can look and say, okay, if I need 7 new customer accounts, this month, then how many proposals do I need to send out? How many new people do I need to talk to? Is it 100? Is it 200? Is it 50? Like, we can put a plan together based on what has worked for you in the past. And we can say, okay, so here's the target we need to hit on a weekly basis in order to keep moving towards that goal. The other benefit of setting a quarterly goal is that anything that we measure, we can improve. So anything that we measure, and manage and focus on, we will grow and improve because we have a clear target in front of us. When we don't have a clear target for the next, quarter, then we just kind of react to what happens. We hope things are going to work, but we don't have a quarterly target that we break into monthly, goals that we break into weekly activities that are going to move us forward towards that. And at first when I did this, it felt a little bit overwhelming. And it took me a couple of months to get into the flow of it. But after that, I realized that this was just the smoothest, easiest way to keep moving forward. And it's allowed me to triple my business by just running this methodology. So just remember that when you have a clear target and something you're focused on, it's a lot easier to keep moving towards that, as opposed to something that's way too far out in the distance where you're not sure how you're going to get there, or you hope, everything works out for the year and you get close to it. So the other thing that's really valuable about having these quarterly targets that are kind of lined up with a couple big goals for the year is that we can share them with our team and they can support us in sales. They can help us achieve those goals, because if everybody on your team knows, hey, we're looking for 7 new customer accounts this month, then they can be a part of, handing out business cards if they see people walking by. They can door knock or put door hangers out. They can, let you know, hey, one of our customers wants to do, an installation, or, the neighbor came over, and so why don't you meet with them? They can be a part of your goal, and, it helps you move forward as well. When we have transparent and open goals that we share with our team like that, it unifies us in the same direction. It really helps the team come together. And so for yourself, by setting the goals for the year, but then breaking them down into quarterly plans, you have a clear path. But then when you share that with your team and say, here's where we're at, here's where we're going, they also know the mission and the goal. And there's a couple things that come out of that typically. One is majority of your employees are going to get on board with that. They understand that if the business grows, they have job security. It means they can get, increases in their rate. They can grow with the company. And so you'll have most people jump on board and want to support you and help you get there. But also when you set a clear goal like that, and if you ask the team to support or be part of it, whether it's increasing sales, like we're talking a lot about in today's episode, or something operationally that you want to do, it will also kind of flush out the folks that aren't really interested in working hard, or they don't really care about the goals of the company, or they don't see the vision and they're not connected with it. And that lets you know that there's somebody that you probably need to keep an eye on, and you can serve them best by letting them know what the vision is, telling them the steps that you need to take as a team to get there, what you expect of them to be part of that goal. And a lot of times they'll be great, I can help out with that. But other times they may say, I'm not interested in that. And then that's the opportunity for you to give them a soft landing, let them go with some severance if you can, give them a week's pay, and say, hey, it probably isn't a good fit for you. You can move on somewhere else where you do feel aligned and really connected and plugged in. And it just really brings clarity to who really wants to be on your team, who should be on your team. And it allows you to just have a clear mission and focus for the year, which again, like we said, breaks down to the quarter, to the month, and each week. And it just brings a lot of clarity to the direction you're going. So if that sounds like something that would, be overwhelming or you'd get stuck on, just know it's not that complicated. We actually have a simple planning guide and a process that we take folks through that will help them hit their targets and really be clear on what they want to achieve. And the other benefit of it is if you have the big goal for the year and you do quarterly planning, once you get 1 or 2 quarters in, if you're going to far exceed your goal, you can adjust the goal for the year. Or if you realize, getting 80 new customers was a really ambitious goal, you can make an adjustment in the middle of the year and say, hey, I'm going to cut that in half and just focus on getting 40 great customers. So you have total control of the direction you're going, and you have the ability to just adjust things that, and optimize as you go, instead of just setting some lofty goal and not really knowing the steps that it's going to take to get you there. So I would encourage you, regardless of what method or process you use, to make sure that you start to do that type of planning and that type of, thought process in your business, because it will help you align what you're doing on a daily basis towards your goals. And it will really help you increase your revenue and help your business grow and succeed. I appreciate you taking time to tune in today. If you need any help, reach out to us at landscapemarketinghero.com. We're here to serve and help you. We love serving our clients in the landscaping space. And so if you need anything, reach out, and we're here. If you're ready to begin your journey up the Green Mountain, where we show you how to build a low-stress, high-profit, $10 million per year landscaping company, then head over to landscapemarketinghero.com to download your free growth map. One of our guides will be there to help you along the way. Again, that's landscapemarketinghero.com.